support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you're presenting here at CES this year.
Yeah, nice to meet you. My name is Rick Schulte. I'm the founder, CEO of Sorama.
Sorama, okay.
And we're specialized in creating insights into sound. So we can see sound with our acoustic cameras. And we're here at CES to present some of our newest products for different use cases. So one of them is creating healthier buildings by identifying acoustic leaks or even energy leaks in building facades, as well as the acoustic performance of your office, for example.
You know, I have an actual recording studio that's been all sound conditioned professionally by a company, and I would never have imagined when we were doing our first test, because we did like this. He had some sort of test he did and recorded it, and then came back later and did that same test again. And it was like dynamically different. Buildings do leak, I guess is the best word. Not only heat, but they heat. You know, it depends on how the build, I'm sure, from room to room, right? So is that where your tech comes in, is looking at isolation between room to room, or?
Yeah, so if you have like your meeting room or your studio and you're sitting in the other room and you can just almost literally hear the conversation going, that's typically not what you want to have in a studio or in an office. And with this tool we have right here, the acoustic camera, in the one room you put a loudspeaker, and in the other room you use the tool. And it's very easy. You kind of see it shows a bit like a thermal imaging camera. So you see a heat map over a visual image. And you literally see that heat map on the locations where the audio is leaking through the sides.
Wow. You know, I did 25 years in the military. That could be, you ever talk to DOD about this? You know, be honest with you, though, there is if you're in a building where you have other companies in the building that are next to you, you definitely want to make sure that your information is not making it across those barriers.
Yep.
What are you primarily finding that companies are looking to do with this? What are the most use cases?
I mean, it's especially if you're in an open office area, for example. You can imagine people coming back from COVID to the office, and you get distracted by your colleagues. Well, those are situations where you can utilize the acoustic camera to see if there's reflective surfaces, or you need to put a barrier somewhere to improve those conditions so you have less stress in the workplace. But definitely also with rooms that you want to have isolated with information from talks that you don't want to get out. Those are also important use cases.
I don't think a lot of people realize how sound travels. I know that when you have a monitor in front of you and you're doing a Zoom call, or maybe you're not even on a headset, but your voice hits that monitor and bounces right back at you, and there's that reflected energy that comes at you. It can add, if you have 10 people in a Zoom call, that can add to the distortion level of that call. So depending on the mics, of course, that people are using. So I could see where I understand the value of soundproofing then. So do you take the information you're getting from this and then work with third parties to come up with solutions to deaden that leakage, or?
Yeah, so I mean, this product is really focused on the construction companies themselves.
The construction.
So what normally happens if they build a pod, or they build some of the rooms, is that after they finished it, an acoustic consultant or a testing company comes in and they make a report, and maybe 10 weeks later you get not sufficient, or you're starting to use it and it's not compliant to what you expect.
Right.
Well, this kind of flattens that whole process, and when you literally put the wall there, you can check it out and you can see where those leaks are. Even if you kind of made a little mistake with putting the door in, and that allows for a lot of time saved and a lot of money. You don't have to get back on site to fix the issue. you can just deliver a building or a site the way you promised to, without all the hassle with the reports and stuff.
And some of that mitigation can be easy, especially during construction. Maybe it's just filling an area with foam, or I'm sure there's
it can be that easy. Sometimes it's even, we missed a strip near the ceiling, or part of the door is not really fitting right in, and you just have to tune it a little bit. So you don't, typically 80% of those cases are a quick fix to Utscli and PLUGHITZ. On the other hand, we also have a whole network of solution providers. So if the situation is more complex, or it really doesn't suffice, then we can always introduce a solution provider. So we're kind of like the middleman, so to speak, to create those insights to where you can really fix it. Most of the time you can fix it right away, and if it's more complex, we can help you with that.
We from my other company, I have a 6,000 square foot office that has a big conference room, and then adjoining to it is an open workspace where everyone works. And we always complain when we were in that meeting ring, those folks that were on the work floor, because it was a raised ceiling and just those tiles, they could 9 out of 10 times they could hear the conversation that was going on, which would be distracting for the people on the floor. So with this, you could actually tell who you're renting a building from, say, hey, we want some noise mitigation done here because we've got sound leakage.
Yeah, and we can literally show where it's leaking. And so you also have an easier proof of an actual leak in that situation.
Right.
So
it's interesting. I never thought of this as a potential business. So how long have you guys been doing this?
Yeah, so we started already back in 2009 as a spin-off of the Technical University of Eindhoven, where we focused first on product development, acoustic design, sound design. That's still a business for us. So you can add automotive, HVAC, those type of companies that make products that get in your home or you're using. And from there on, we started to also diversify in the applications. So part of the applications are also in finding gas leaks and issues in factories. Okay. That's a business we're doing together with PLUGHITZ Corporation from Seattle. But otherwise, we're also installing these acoustic cameras then without a screen in a smart city or a smart stadium. So one of the cool applications we're also bringing to the US right now is installing this inside a basketball arena or a football stadium, and you can see the cheering and the shouting of the fans, and couple it back to brand activation, like fan of the match or controlling the lights. So that's what we're doing with Sorama. We're kind of finding those connections between this type of tech and real useful and valuable applications.
That's cool. Tell me about where they can find more information, the website again?
Yeah, they can go to sorama.eu, and we have all the information for the different businesses there.
Can you set that up in its normal position? Because I think before you leave, oh, wow.
I'm now kind of speaking into the acoustic camera, and you can see where the sound is actually coming from.
Yeah.
You can see how sensitive it is.
Wow, yeah. And for those of you that want to see what the front looks like, it's just a big...
Yeah, it's an array with 64 microphones and a camera in the middle.
Oh, nice.
And the software on Edge enables you to visualize the sound. But there's also AI classification software on it, so we can also tell you what type of sound and what frequencies are contained in there. So it's it's a very helpful and useful tool in those situations.
Well, thank you for coming on. Sorama, SORAMA.EU.
.eu.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great show.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on your success there. We appreciate it.